So today we will see the mathematics paper first, math first, chapter first, angles, angle and its measurement. So first, what is meant by angle? Angle is nothing but the union of two rays. Angle is nothing but union of two rays which have a common initial point. Right? So this is the union of ray. This is the angle. So angle means what? This is the union of two rays, OA and OB, and which has O as the common initial point. Right? And this is called the vertex of the angle. So O is called vertex of angle, and it is denoted by angle AOB, right, or angle BOA. Right? This is the notation of the angle. Now, how to draw the angle with some measurement that is known to you. So suppose if you want to draw the angle of measurement 30 degree. So what you are taking? You are taking the measurement that is what, like this, right? You are taking the center here, and where is the 30, 10, 20, 30, you are like this. This is what? Then this will be the angle of measurement 30 degree, right? That you have did in the last year. Now, we are interested in the directed angles. What do you mean by directed angles? Right? So directed angles. So directed angle. Directed angle. So what do you mean by directed angle? Suppose this is ray OA. And this is rotated for some amount. Suppose this is rotated up to this OB. So we write this as, right? This is how much rotation is, right? So then this is what OA is the initial arm, and OB is called terminal arm. This is what? Initial arm. This is terminal arm. Now this angle is denoted by, this is what? AOB, and this is read as directed angle AOB, right? Just we write the definition of the directed angles then. Okay, so write the definition of the directed angle. In the order pair OA OB, these are the rays. Why it is order pair? Because this order is very important here. This is order is very important. So first is what? The initial arm, and second is the terminal arm. Right? Order is important. First you have to write the initial arm. Second you have to write the terminal arm. Don't interchange this, because this is the order pair. Why it is? This is the pair, and we are saying that this is the order pair. Because what? The order of the writing OA and OB is the important here. You must have to write first OA, and then you have to write the OB. You must have to write the first as the initial arm, and the second one as the terminal arm, OA, together with the rotation of ray OA to the position of ray OB is called the directed angle AOB. Directed angle AOB. vertex. O is called vertex, and OA is called OM, ray OM, ray OM is called initial arm, ray OB is called terminal arm, of directed angle AOB. Okay, so now suppose we'll write this as, this is what O, suppose this is P, and suppose this is Q. Okay, now see the arrow is here, that means this is a directed angle and it is rotated in anti-clockwise direction, right? So this direction is what? This direction is clockwise direction, and this direction, that means what? Opposite direction of the clock, right? So that is what? Anti-clockwise direction or counter-clockwise direction, and this direction is clockwise direction, right? So now here, see, your arrow is here now. That means what? O1 is rotated, OP is rotated. OP is rotated to OQ, right? That means this is your initial arm. So how we can denote this angle is what? POQ, right? Now suppose we draw this. Suppose this is OPQ. Now how we can write this angle then? This is directed angle. This is the symbolic representation of directed angle. Is what? P. So this is what? Q. Your initial arm is OQ. So this is OQ, and your terminal arm is OP, right? So this angle is denoted by QOP. Note that directed angle POQ is not same as directed angle QOP, because what? Here terminal arm is OP and here terminal arm is OQ. Terminal arm is OP and here terminal arm is OQ, right? Here initial arm is OP, here initial arm is OQ. So that means those two are not same, right? So directly, if you change the direction, then directed angle will not be the same. Their measurement may be same. Their measurement is same, but that we will see later on. So how to measure the directed angles from clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. Now we'll see right angles. Right angle. So right angle means what? So this is what? Suppose this is OA, right? This is what? Rotated through an angle, this, right? This is one complete rotation. And right angle means what? This is what? This is right angle. And see, this is one complete rotation, right? And this is what? 1/4 of the one rotation, right? So write down the right angle. Right angle means right angle means 1/4 of one rotation is called right angle. Right? This is 1/4 one rotation, and this is 1/4 rotation. So we'll see first zero angle. So zero angle means what? So suppose this is initial. So here what? A, and your terminal arm is also initial arm, terminal arm same, and there is no rotation. That means what? There is no so that means what? OB, initial arm and terminal arm are same. That means this OA is not rotated. Is not rotated. Right? That means initial arm and terminal arm are same. Right? So write down the zero angle means. So zero angle. If ray OA has zero rotation, then the terminal arm is also same as initial arm is also same as initial arm is called zero angle. Now straight angle. So suppose this OA is your initial arm. So straight angle means what? Initial arm and terminal arm are of the opposite direction. Right? So that if initial arm and terminal arm are in opposite direction, then that angle is called straight angle. Okay? So now one rotation. After one complete rotation, the initial arm OA coincide with the terminal arm OB, then so form angle is known as one rotation So that means what? Just draw figure. Okay. So suppose this is A and this is B. So one complete rotation. Okay. So one rotation, we'll write this as one rotation is equal to what then? 360 degree. One rotation is 360 degree. That is directed angle AOB is equal to 360 degree. So this is very basic thing. Now the part is important now. So that you have not seen anywhere now. Directed angles. Directed angles. Directed angles. So that we have seen, right? Now we'll see angles. Angles in standard position. Standard position. Angles in standard position. So what is meant by angle in standard position? So you know that this is x-axis, this is y-axis, right? This is origin, right? Now suppose this is your initial arm OA, and suppose this OA is rotated, right? And this is what? This is B, right? So and this is the angle, this is the directed angle, right? So angles in the standard position. So when we say that this angle, that means what? The directed angle. This is what? AOB. Directed angle AOB. Is called the angle in standard position if its initial arm, that means this OA, is on x-axis. Is on positive x-axis. This is positive x-axis. This is negative x-axis. And this is positive y-axis OY, and this is what? Negative y-axis, right? If the initial arm of the directed angle is on positive axis, then such directed angle is called angle in a standard position. Just we write the definition there. The directed angle AOB. Just we write, don't write the spelling of the directed angle like this, right? So this is read as directed angle AOB, right? No need to write the spelling of directed. So this angle is read as the directed angle AOB. Is called the angle in standard position if the initial arm OA is on positive x-axis. Is on positive x-axis. Is on positive x-axis, right? Now we'll see some example of directed angle. So we'll write this in. For directed angle we need the x-axis and y-axis. Suppose this is A, suppose this is B, suppose this is. Now we may write like this also, and suppose this is C, okay? Suppose this is A, suppose this is P, and the measurement is like this. So which are the directed angles here? Directed angle AOB, okay, is the angle in standard position. Now next is what? This is P. Initial arm is, now this is OA, right? So angle AOP. This is also in standard position. Now angle AOC. Rotation is clockwise direction. Doesn't matter. But if initial arm is on x-axis, right? If initial arm is on x-axis, then such angle is called directed angle. Remember this. So R directed angles in standard position. Angle in standard position. Now next, angle in quadrant. Angle in quadrant. this is also important here. So now, because of the x-axis and y-axis, because of x-axis and y-axis, your plane, this is a plane, is divided into 4 parts, right? So this first part, this is what second part, this is the third part, and this is the fourth part, right? Each part is called quadrant, right? So this is called first quadrant, this is called the second quadrant, this is called third quadrant, and this is called the fourth quadrant. Now see here, this is your positive x-axis, this is your negative axis. That means what here, 1, 2, something like this. Here what, 1, 2, you are showing this, right? So here what, then minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Here minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, right? So this is positive x-axis, this is negative x-axis, this is negative y-axis, this is positive y-axis. Now if you see, if you take the point here, right? Now if you draw two perpendicular to x-axis and draw perpendicular to y-axis, where it cuts to the positive x-axis and positive y-axis. That means here what, x coordinate is also positive, y coordinate is also positive. That means here what, both the coordinates are positive here. Now to find the y coordinates and x coordinate of if the point is in the second quadrant, so what you have to do, you have to draw, to find x coordinate, draw perpendicular to x-axis. If you want to find y coordinate, draw perpendicular to y-axis. Right? Now here what, if you draw perpendicular to x-axis, then we get the negative number. And if you draw perpendicular to y-axis, we get a positive number. So in the second quadrant, all x are negative and all y are positive. Right? Now here what, if you draw perpendicular to find x coordinate, draw perpendicular to x-axis. And if you want to find y coordinate, draw perpendicular to y-axis. Now here what, to x-axis, we get a negative number. And for y-axis also we get a negative number. That means what, here both the coordinates are negative. X coordinate is also negative, y coordinate is also negative. Now here what, if you draw perpendicular to find this, draw perpendicular to x-axis, that we get the x coordinate. Draw perpendicular to y-axis, we get a y coordinate. Now here what, if you draw perpendicular to x-axis, we get a positive number. And if you draw perpendicular to y-axis, we get a negative number, right? So that means what, here all x coordinates in the 4 quadrants are positive and y coordinates are negative, right? So now what we are interested in, the angles in the quadrant. That means if we have given some amount of the rotation, you have to judge whether the angle is in the first quadrant or in the second quadrant, in the third quadrant, or so on, right? So how to judge then this? Now if you draw the figure like this, this angle should be in the standard position. Angle in standard position means what? The initial arm is on x-axis, right? And now suppose this is the angle in standard position. This is B, right? That means what? The angle AOB is in standard position. Now see the terminal arm. Where is the terminal arm? In the second quadrant. Then we say that this angle is in the second quadrant. That means what? Where is your terminal arm? Right? If your terminal arm lies in the second quadrant, then the angle is set in the second quadrant. If your terminal arm lies in the first quadrant, so suppose this. So suppose this is B then. So we'll write this is B dash then. This is what? Then angle AOB is in the angle should be in the standard position. That means initial arm must be on the positive axis. Then we can say the angle is in the fourth quadrant, third quadrant, second quadrant, and so on. Right? So this is what OB is in the first quadrant. Therefore this angle is in the first quadrant. So if you rotate like this, suppose this, one complete rotation again this, right? So this measurement of this angle is greater than 360 because it has completed one rotation and further, right? It moved again. After one completed rotation, it again rotated, right, through some angle. So then this terminal, where is the terminal arm? Terminal arm in the first quadrant. Therefore this angle is also called in the first quadrant. So that means what? So amount is not important, right? The position of the terminal arm is important, right? So we'll write the definition, right? Suppose directed angle AOB is in standard position. position. Is in standard position. The angle, the directed angle AOB lies in first quadrant, lies in first quadrant if the terminal arm, ray OB is in first quadrant, Okay, so similarly we can write, similarly suppose directed angle AOB is in standard position, right? If okay, then directed angle AOB is said to be in third quadrant if the terminal arm OB, just write, don't say ray OB, terminal arm OB lies in the third quadrant. Right now. Now quadrantal angles, this is very important. Quadrantal angles. We write definition. So let directed angle AOB be in standard position. So this is very important. Angle should be in the standard position. Then directed angle AOB is called quadrantal angle. If both initial arm and terminal arm lies on x-axis or y-axis. Lies on x-axis. Whatever the axis may be positive x-axis, negative axis, doesn't matter. So quadrantal angle means what? So actually what? This angle is in standard position. That means your OA is on x-axis, right? Doesn't matter. That means what? Only a problem of terminal arm, right? The terminal arm must lie on the axis, either on x-axis or y-axis. That means we may redefine this is what if the angle AOB is in standard position, right? Then directed angle AOB is called quadrantal angle if the terminal arm ray OB lies on x-axis or y-axis, right? Simple definition. So that means what? Suppose we will write some example. So this is what? X-axis. This is y-axis. This is origin. O is called origin, right? So now angle should be in standard position. That means your ray initial arm must be on x-axis, right? Now suppose this is B. Suppose this is B dash. Suppose this is B double dash, and suppose B triple dash, and this is what, suppose this is B1 now, suppose, right? Now this is what, then this is angle, right? Where is the terminal arm? Directly on the y-axis. For this one, where is the terminal arm? On for negative x-axis, right? Now suppose this, where is the terminal arm? On y-axis, right? Now suppose we write this now, right? See, the terminal arm is where? On the y-axis. So these all angles are called quadrantal angles, right? So that means what? The directed angle AOB, now this is B, right? Is what? 90 degree, right? This is the 90 degree, right? So, and this is what is directed angle AOB prime is what? 180 degree, right? And angle AOB double prime is what? 270 degree, right? 270 degree, 90 plus 9, 180 plus 90, and this angle AOB double prime. Now this rotation is negative. That means what? This is the counterclockwise, clockwise direction. So we are taking this measurement is negative, right? That means if it is clockwise, then we are taking measurement as negative, right? Note that the measurement is always positive. But to determine whether the rotation is clockwise or anti-clockwise, that's why we are writing the minus sign, right? So that means now this is directed angle AOB1 now. This is what? 360 degree. This is 360 degree, right? That means what? The measurement of quadrantal angle is multiple of 90 degree, right? Simple definition. What? If the measurement is multiple of 90 degree, then that angle is the quadrantal angle. So simple definition is what? Instead of saying that multiple of 90 degree, just we initial arm line on the x-axis, right? Y-axis, right? Then that angle is called quadrantal angle, right? So this is very important. Now here important is what? Angle in standard position, directed angle, and quadrantal angles, right? Next, coterminal angle. This is also important. Coterminal angles. Coterminal angles. Okay, with right definition. The directed angles are said to be coterminal angles if their initial arms are same, if their initial arm are same and terminal arm are also same. That means what? Two angles are said to be coterminal angle if their initial arms are the same. Their terminal arm also same. That means what? Suppose, for example, now suppose this is a measurement of angle 30 degree. Right? So one complete rotation will write it. So this measurement is what then? 390 degree. Right? Because after one, this is what? 360, and further rotation is what? 30 degree. So that means what? This is what? 390 degree. Now suppose this is again B, and suppose this is what? A. Right? So here what? Directed angle AOB is what? 30 degree. Right? Also the directed angle AOB is equal to 390 degree, right? And they have the same initial arm, and they have the same terminal arm, right? So therefore these angles are called coterminal angles, right? Now simple again, you simplify, if you simplify this, see the difference. See the difference. Difference is what? 360 degree. Here what? 360 degree. Right? That means what? You may define like this. The directed angles are said to be coterminal angles. We like definition. For coterminal angles, which help you to solve the problem, to check whether the angles are coterminal or not. Okay? The directed angles are said to be coterminal angles. Coterminal angles are said to be coterminal angles if the difference between their measurement is integral multiple of 360 degree. Integral multiple of 360 degree. Okay. Measure of the angles. Measures of the angles. So that definition. A amount of rotation from the initial ray OA to the terminal ray OB is called the measure of the angle. So that means what? Suppose this is what? This is directed angle. So this is A, this is B. Now, so we have to check the amount of the rotation. How much it is rotated, right? So that means what? Suppose this is rotated X. This is the amount of rotation. Then we will call this X is the measurement of the angle. We will write this is what? Directed angle AOB is equal to X. Right? So this X is the amount of the rotation of ray OA to ray OB. Right? So X is called a measurement of the angle. Right? And there are two systems to measure the angles. Right? So first one is degree measure and radian measure. Okay? Yeah. The angles are measured in two systems. So first one, Sexta, just hexadecimal system. Hexadecimal system. It is called degree measure. Degree measure. And second is circular system. Circular system, and this is called radian measure. Radian measure. Radian measure. So first we will see. Right? Hexadecimal system is what? And degree measure means what here? One rotation. So this is what? 360 degree. So only this part is okay. So if one rotation is nothing but what? 360 degree. Okay? So that means what? The angle is measured in the degree measure, right? So we'll see the circular system now. So what do you mean by circular system? Circular system. So for circular system, suppose this is a circle, whatever the radius. Okay. Now first is done. Okay, so suppose this is a circle. This is what? Radius of the circle. This is R. This is R. Right? Then this length, right? So choose this length as R. Right? This length is also R. Then this is the angle, and this measurement is called 1 radian. This is called 1 radian. So we'll write this 1 radian as 1 to the power 6. Right? Okay. This is what x-axis, y-axis, whatever this. It doesn't matter if you write this. So the important thing is, what is the relation between circular system and, that means what is the relation between degree measurement and radian measurement, right? Now see this is the R now, right? Now suppose you are initially at, this is suppose point, right? Then what, if you complete one rotation, then this is what, then 2 pi R, then 2 pi R, right? 2 pi R, one complete rotation, right? So if this is what R, that means this is 1 radian. That means what, you have completed one rotation. So then this will be what, then 2 pi R, right? Here this is, right? So that means what, here one complete rotation is that one, I suppose radius was, this is what, 360 degree is same as 2 pi radian, right? 2 pi radian. That means what, 1 radian, pi radian is same as 180 degree. Right? Remember this relation. Next we will prove this, right? Pi radian is same as 180 degree. So that means with the help of this relation, so write down this relation between the what? We will not see the proof. So pi radian is equal to 180 degree. Remember this. With the help of this relation, you can convert radian measure into degree measure, or degree measure into radian measure. Suppose we want to express radian measure in terms of degree. That means suppose we have theta degree or theta radian, and we want to convert this in terms of radian. So what we will do? So 1 radian is same as what? Pi radian is same as 180 degree. So 1 radian is same as what? 180 upon pi, right? And now 1 radian, the value of 1 radian is known to you, and you want the value of theta radian, right? Then what? Multiplying on both sides. So what we get then? Theta radian is same as 180 upon pi into theta. So this is what then? Degree. Right? We get a formula to express theta radian in terms of degree measure. Right? So you remember this. Remember this. Right? Convert, write the one radian, and then what is multiply by whatever you want. You can multiply by this. Right? Now what? This is the formula for radian measurement into degree measurement. Now we have to express the degree measurement into radian measurement. So what we will do? So now see, this is what pi radian is equal to 180 degree. What do I have to do? Degree measurement into radian measurement. So we will find the value of the 1 degree. So 1 degree is equal to what then? Pi upon 180. Now you want to find the value of theta degree then. Just multiply by theta then. So pi upon 180 into theta. This is what? Radian. Right? So both are the formulas are very important. Right? So this formula gives the radian measure in terms of degree measure, and this formula gives us the degree measure in terms of radian measure. Right? Remember this formula. So no need to remember actually this formula. You can convert this formula with the help of this one. You can obtain this formula with the help of this relation. You can obtain this formula with the help of this relation. Right? Suppose you want to. Suppose we have 270 degree. We have 270 degree, and we want to convert in terms of radian. So what we have? Pi radian is equal to 180 degree. We have to express degree in terms of radian. So we find the value of 1 radian. 1 radian is what? If you know the direct formula, you can apply. But if you don't know the direct formula, if you can't remember that formula, you write this. Right? 1 degree is equal to what? Pi upon 180 radian. Right? And this is what then? 270 degree is same as pi upon 180 into 270, right, radian. Right? So this is equal to what then? 270 degree is equal to what? So this is 90 into 2, and this is 90 into 3. So 3 pi by 2. This is what? 3 pi by 2. Right? So 270 degree is expressed in terms of radian measure. Right? So suppose you have the value of 4 pi, and you want to express in terms of, now this is radian measure, and you want in terms of radian measure, degree measure. What we do? So we have pi radian is equal to 180 degree. This is a very important. So now here we have the value of pi. Just multiply by 4 then simply. Right? So 4 pi radian is equal to what? 4 into 180 degree. Right? So this is what? 720 degree. Right? So 4 pi is same as 720 degree. Right? So in this way we can express the radian measure in terms of degree measurement. If you have the direct formula, so suppose if you have the direct formula for this one, remember the direct formula, apply this direct formula. Or if you don't remember the formula, you can obtain the formula from this relation. So it is better to remember only this. Right? So with the help of this one, convert the degree measurement in terms of radian measure and radian measure in terms of degree measurement. Find out the value of 1 radian or 1 degree, and with the help of that, multiply by that one, you get the degree in terms of radian or radian measurement into degree measurement. Okay.